Hello my dear friends, so welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. Today in this video, let's try to understand planet Saturn and its karmic aspects in Vedic astrology. See, as we already know, Saturn is a karmic planet and the kind of results which is given by Saturn that are purely based upon your karmas. The kind of deeds which you are performing in this present birth and the kind of deeds which you have performed in the previous birth. So Saturn is going to give you the results according to that thing. It is not like that exalted Saturn is going to bless you with something, or like Saturn in its own sign, it is going to give you very beautiful, very wonderful results in your life. Especially in Saturn's case, it is one of the most misunderstood planet in Vedic astrology. And it is very important to specially look into the aspects. Because Saturn is having the three special aspects. It is going to aspect 3 places away, 7 places away and 10 places away. So the number one aspect of the Saturn. Aspect means Drishti. Saturn is looking at something. The third aspect is not face to face. This is the aspect where Saturn have to tilt his eyes in that way. So it means Saturn is looking somewhere like that. So that is the third aspect. The seventh aspect, that is face to face. Like I'm directly looking into my camera, so it means I'm facing you. This is my seventh aspect. And regarding the 10th aspect, it means again the eyes are tilted somewhere. So it is not aspecting just in the front. It is having the 2 special eyes as well. So that is why Saturn, it is act as a karmic planet. And that kind of aspects are provided to Saturn only to look into your karmas which you are performing, and at its consequences, the kind of results, Saturn may going to restrict you or may going to offer you something. But in a very mundane and very general basis, the Saturn's third aspect, in whichever house Saturn is going to aspect with its third aspect, that aspect is somewhat going to give you more desires and more restrictions. Because the third aspect of the Saturn, it is going to instill the kind of desires related to that house. Let me give you one simple example. Suppose Saturn is posited in your 8th house and Saturn is directly aspecting your from its third aspect into the 10th house. So the Drishti is over here. So here desires of attaining the perfect career or attaining that sound position, that leadership role in the organization, that things are going to be present over there. Because it is a malefic planets, and because of malefic planets, you are having lot of desires. So it is going to give you lot of desires as well. But with its third aspect, it is going to restrict that career aspect of your life as well. And that is the aspect where you have to suffer a lot. Irrespective of its sign placement, whether Saturn is exalted in its own Mool Trikon sign of Aquarius or Capricorn. I'm not only talking about the sign placement, I'm just talking about the Saturn placement in whichever house it is posited. Because Saturn and Jupiter, these both planets, they play a vital role by the house placement rather than by the zodiac sign placement. I understand that there are very important, the zodiac sign placement of a planet is very, very important. But if you are into your later stages, like you have crossed the mark of 40 or 45 in your life, and you have just entered into your 45, 50 and 60 in that kind of a time tenure. So here no longer like Saturn is going to in the sign of Aries, so it is debilitated. Here now the Saturn is not debilitated after the age of 50. Because with the passage of time, the planets will adjust according to the energies in whichever house or sign they are posited with. Because they understand like this is our karma and we have to fulfill that karma. So in that way, we have to sit in that position. So with the passage of time, house placement, especially in the case of Saturn and Jupiter, it plays a vital role. So the third aspect, it is always going to give you first wild desires, then it is going to restrict you. And the major sufferings that are purely connected with its third aspect. Suppose if it is posited in the 5th house, it is aspecting your 7th house of the marriage. So the major suffering portions that are purely connected with your marriage and married life. Although like you are the individual who are having the deep desire towards getting into relationship with some person, towards getting into hold on any kind of a relationship bond. But Saturn is not going to give you that thing very easily. And that is the very painful aspect of the Saturn, let me tell you. If you really want to see where the challenges or the real struggle of my life is, or where the most of the sufferings that are connected, look directly where Saturn is aspecting with its third aspect, and you can understand the complete picture what I'm telling you. Second aspect, Saturn is having the seventh aspect as well. That is called Puran Drishti. Puran Drishti mean when you are completely aspecting at something. So with its seventh aspect, in whichever house it is going to aspect, it is going to amplify the qualities of that house. But it is going to give you a lot of challenges in that house as well. Suppose Saturn is posited in your third house, it is aspecting your ninth house. So it is going to amplify the ninth house in your chart. Here with the seventh aspect, Saturn is not going to restrict you. It is going to give you everything. But that kind of a things you are going to attain after a lot of hardships and challenges. But yeah, surely, because Saturn in the very mundane terms, Saturn is a surety. And the seventh aspect of the Saturn, that represents the surety as well. That Saturn is definitely going to give you that kind of a thing in your life as well. Also, initially, before the age of 35, especially, the seventh aspect of the Saturn, in whichever house it is aspecting, like in the fourth house, it is aspecting your 10th house of career. So you will not be able to succeed early on in your life in that areas. If it is sitting in your third house, aspecting your ninth house, so it means the results of the ninth house, that kind of a philosophies, or that kind of a long distance traveling, or some kind of a developing into some higher educations of your life. So Saturn is not going to give you that thing very easily. That are the major challenging part. And it is going to the Drishti, the Purna Drishti of the Saturn, it is going to expand the significance of that house. The Karak Tattvas, Karak Tattva means the significance. What are the things that are controlled and governed by that house? It means Saturn is going to expand that thing. Suppose Saturn is posited in your 7th house and it is aspecting your ascendant. So the ascendant Karak Tattvas, your inner self, your Dhi Shakti, it is going to expand that thing. It is going to expand your horizon as well. As an individual, it is going to expand all the qualities that are connected with the first house. Suppose it is posited in the 8th house, it is aspecting your 2nd house. So it is going to expand the 2nd house qualities. That is money, monetary gains, wealth, attainment of some materialistic things. So it is going to expand that areas of your life. But initially, you have to face a lot of challenges regarding to that area. Because Saturn's Drishti, I told you, it is a karmic planet. Whenever Saturn want, it is going to restrict. Whenever Saturn want to give, it is going to give you. And let me tell you, no astrologer that is going to completely determine the kind of results which you are going to get in your life, especially because of Saturn placement. I have seen many charts in my lifetime as well. And I practically am telling you this thing from my own practical experience. Because even I have seen the exalted Saturn in the sign of Libra, and it is going to give the dreadful results, which no one can ever imagine in their own life. Like it is exalted and why it is not giving that kind of a results. Some will say like it is exalted in the sign of Libra, so we must check the placement of Venus as well. Okay, we understand. But even if Venus is also posited in the sign of Taurus, then again, so here it is a contradictory thing. And that is why I told you, you must have to focus more on performing your own deeds or karmas. It is a karmic planet. It is not a very polite kind of a teacher who is going to teach you everything. Saturn will not hand over anything easily until and unless you are mentally and physically prepared for that thing. In the 7th house of the marriage, there is a saying, like I understand, Saturn is going to delay your marriage if it is posited in the 7th house. But have you thought about this thing, why this thing is happening? Because Saturn is teaching you. Saturn is a guru. It is also going to teach you something related to the 7th house. First of all, it is going to make you responsible towards the 7th house. That kind of a patience. It is going to help you in developing all that kind of a skills. And then it is going to hand over you that thing. But if you resist Saturn's energy, no, I don't want to marry, I don't want to work according to Saturn energy, I'm my own boss, I will tell you, you are going to fail again and again. because you cannot defeat this planet. It is much important if you adjust according to the energy of Saturn. If it is teaching you something, take that thing in your life. If you are very impatient, you don't have the level of patience in your life, it means you must have to develop patience inside you. Only then you can deal with this planet, because it is a astrology, it is a play of energies. Let me tell you, the energies are going to play its part. It is up to you whether you are adaptable, flexible with that energies or not. So understand this thing. Lastly, Saturn is having the 10th aspect as well, and with its 10th Drishti, 10th aspect, Saturn is going to instill a lot of wisdom in that area of your life, and that is one of the purest aspect of the Saturn. The 10th Drishti of the Saturn, in whichever house it is going to aspect, it is going to remove all the impurities from the that house as well. Whether, let me tell you, whether Saturn is initially, this planet is going to detach you from that areas of your life. Suppose, let me give you one example. It is posited in the ascendant, and with its 10th aspect, it is aspecting the 10th house of career. So it is, firstly, it is going to restrict the 10th house in your life, but it is going to teach you valuable lessons related to the 10th house of the career, and that is where it is going to instill a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and that way you have to be benefited a lot in the long term as well. Or in the very mundane terms, if you want to understand Saturn's 10th aspect, it is a long term investment. Like, you will not get results for the shorter duration of time, it is going to give you long lasting results. Even like, suppose something negative or some energy is holding on to you, to your past life, or to something in the previous time. Suppose in the past 2 to 3 years you have committed a lot of mistakes in your life, you are surrounded by a lot of negative people, negative energies, and it is much better to leave that individuals, and Saturn is having that energy. It is going to take you away from that thing towards something else, and that is a painful experience, because 10th aspect is very pure. First of all, Saturn is going to remove the impurities from the that house. If it is posited in the second house, aspecting the 11th house with its 10th aspect, 11th house, it is the house of your professional friend circle and incoming gains. So first of all, it is going to instill the knowledge by removing all the impurities. Suppose you are having 20 to 30 friend circle, like they are having your very best and very good friends. With Saturn's Drishti, it is going to clarify the impurities. Suppose out of that friends, some friends, they are not beneficial for you, so Saturn is going to remove them. Okay, go away from this person life. Initially you will not understand why this thing is happening with me, it is always detaching me from this thing, that thing. So in the later stages you will understand why this thing is happening with me, and that is for your own good, because no one can escape from the karmic backlogs of the Saturn. You must have to fulfill in this present birth, and it is not you, whether you are a king, whether you are a queen, or you are a beggar. Saturn is going to play its part. Saturn will not differentiate, like he's a king, he's a very rich and very wealthy person, so let me give them some helping hand. No, Saturn doesn't work that way. This planet is not a very differentiate kind of a planet. The kind of things which Saturn have to do, that Saturn is going to play its part. I have seen a lot of wealthy and rich individuals, especially during the Saturn's Mahadasha, Sade-Sati or Dhaya. At that time, they will experience the severe energies of Saturn, and they don't understand what is happening with me. And that is why the role of astrology comes into play. At least you have to have basic understandings. In whichever house Saturn is posited, in whichever houses Saturn is aspecting, so I must have to gain control over that houses, or I must have to develop that kind of qualities in my life, so that Saturn is not going to punish you. And life is a very karmic thing. Like the kind of deeds which you are performing, the kind of input you are putting in the society or in the nature, you are going to receive the same thing back. Believe me or not, whether from 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you are going to receive same thing backward. And that is the Saturn. If you are doing good towards other, you are receiving a good towards yourself. That is Saturn, because it helps you to return back, reflect back on your previous karmas. What are the kind of things which I have performed, so that thing will run after me. If you are into money laundering, you have taken money from some individuals, you are involved in some bad cases, Saturn is going to help you to reflect back. Look, what are the kind of things you did in the past. That is why you are experiencing these kind of pains and hardships. So that is why it is a, like, judge, the duty of a judge. The sign of Libra, have you seen? It is a balancer. If you visit any especially courts in India, you will see that balance over there, and with eye tie over there. So that is the real, it is the justice. Because Saturn is a judge, it is a planet of justice. It will look into the every aspect, and then it will determine and give you the results. So I hope you find some insights regarding Saturn's special aspects. If you have any queries and consultations regarding your Saturn's aspect, any other business, career or marriage consultation, do let me know, guys. I will respond you back within 48 hours after receiving your email. So till then, please subscribe my channel below, and thank you so much for giving me such a wonderful support to help me grow on this YouTube platform. Also, you can follow me on the Instagram as well. If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and I will meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, please take care of yourself, and may Lord Shiva bless you. Bye bye.